Okay, so yesterday we have been discussing about linear vector space and some properties of linear vector space. So we also discussed about basis vectors. So now let us talk about, suppose you get a set of vectors which are actually not orthogonal, but they are basis vectors. Okay. So what is an orthonormal? So what do you mean by a orthonormal basis set? So suppose you have the basis vectors phi 1, phi 2, phi n. Suppose these vectors are basis vectors, they are linearly independent and span that n-dimensional space. Suppose phi I, phi j, the inner product of phi a and phi j is equal to delta ij. So you all now know that what is delta ij, it is a Kronecker delta. So when I is equal to j, it is equal to 1. So basically the vectors are normalized. Its norm is 1. Each of these vectors norm is 1 and each of these vectors are orthogonal. So this kind of vectors are called orthonormal vectors. Okay. So they are basis vectors in this space. Suppose I give you set of vectors psi 1, psi 2, psi n. They are basis vectors, but they are not orthonormal basis vectors. So that means these vectors are not orthogonal. They are also not normalized. So how do you make them orthonormal basis vectors? Okay. So you must have knowing from your earlier classes that suppose have a vector. So this is your x cap. Say this is some. So this will be. So what will be this vector? Suppose this is y cap. So what will be this vector? Anybody?
X cap and y cap. X cap and y cap.
X cap is y cap.
See, I am not saying so. This can be anywhere. Okay, so I am just saying any general. Okay. Linear combination of x cap and y cap. So I have vectors x cap and some say c1 x cap plus c2 y cap. So in two-dimensional plane, these two form a basis vectors, right? Because
yes,
they are linearly independent, provided c1 is not, c2 is c1 0, no problem, c2 is not 0. Okay, so c2 is not 0. Okay, if c2 is 0, they are not basis vectors. Okay. Now, is this normalized vector? This one? Yes. What about this vector? Are they normalized? No.
No, sir.
So is these two vectors orthogonal? No. Right?
No, sir.
No. So now question is, how do I make? Okay. So the first vector, okay, no problem, is normalized. So second vector I take and I want to make that second vector orthogonal to first one, okay, and normalize whatever you actually created. So there is a procedure called Gram-Schmidt orthogonalization. So we are now going to discuss about Gram-Schmidt orthogonalization. So in this, basically, if I get a set of vectors which are not orthogonal, they are also not normalized, then how do you make them, okay, a set of orthonormal vectors? Okay, that is our job. So in this case, what you do? Suppose I want to make this vector orthogonal to this one. Okay, what should I do? I should take
Dot product, inner product.
Inner product, basically. So okay, you took inner product of, suppose this vector is s cap. Okay, so I call it as, okay, so E1. Okay, and this is not normalized, now I call it as, say, B1. Okay, so this is ket E1 and this is ket V1. So ket E1 is basically normalized. Okay, ket V1, I want to make that ket V1 orthogonal to this one. So now you are saying about dot product. So projection, so you have to find out the projection of this vector along this vector. First find out that and subtract that one from this. Okay. So whatever is the projection of this vector along this one and subtract that vector from this, then that the remaining vector will become orthogonal to this vector. So you have to subtract the projection of this vector along this one. Okay. So how do you do that? Okay, in the ket-bra notation. Okay. So obviously, what is the in this case, what is the vector projection of this vector along this one?
Inner product.
No. In this particular example, what is the projection of this vector along this one? C1 x cap, right? C1 x cap. So I should subtract that one from this. Okay. Then I will get C2 y cap. Then I should normalize that. So I can get a vector orthogonal to this. Okay. So to get C1, so how do I get C1 from ket V1? So I should find out this coefficient, right, to subtract. So from ket V1, how do I get this C1 quantity? That is, so ket V1 inner product with ket E1, what will you get? What is the inner product of? What is this equal to? C1. So that is the component of this vector along E1. Obviously, I had to do ket E1 also. So I get C1 E1. Okay. So this notation now I am just going to change. Instead of x cap, I write E1 and this one I will do E1 C1 E1 plus C2 E2. No need for a cap. So to find the projection of this vector along this one, what I should do is I should find a inner product of, okay, this vector with the ket E1. Obviously ket E1, so this one I will get this. Then what should I do? This quantity I should subtract from the second vector. So ket V1 minus this quantity will give you, okay, a vector orthogonal to ket E1. Okay. So finally, to get a vector orthogonal to ket E1, what you should do? Ket V1 minus this quantity, right? So bra E1 V1 E1. Okay. So this is the vector along, because orthogonal to. So is this vector orthogonal to ket E1? Is this vector orthogonal to ket E1?
Yes.
Yes. But is it not? Is it? Yeah. Yes, right. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So is this vector normalized?
No.
No. No.
No, sir.
This is not normalized. So how do you find out the normalization of this quantity? You have to divide with the norm of this vector, right? So you should divide this one with the norm of this vector, then you will get a normalized vector. So that is the procedure, okay? So to generalize this to a general set of vectors, I just want to describe something else to understand this one little more clearly. So you have ket V, okay. So suppose this is equal to C1 E1 plus C2 E2 plus C3 E3 . What is ket E1 bra E1? So let us, yesterday I was discussing about the matrix representation of this ket and bra, right? Suppose I do this, what I am going to get? So now we are working in a 3-dimensional case, okay? So what is this quantity? What is ket E1? Ket E1 as a column matrix, it is 1, 0, 0. And ket E2 0, 1, 0. And ket E3 0, 0, 1. If that is the case, what is ket E1 bra E1?
1.
I'll give you 1 minute, maybe 15 seconds.
Yes, sir.
So this ket E1 bra E1 will be a 3 cross 3 matrix, okay. So what is that matrix?
1 0 0.
1 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0. Anybody have any question on this? All of you understood this? Okay.
Yes, sir.
So what will be then? Now you can easily write down what is E2 E2. So that will be equal to 0 0 0 0 1 0 0 0 0. Right? So this is this one. So what about ket E3 bra E3? Zero 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 0 0 0 0 0 1. Fine. So you have these three, some kind of product. They are not inner product. If it is an inner product, you get a number. So this is actually called an outer product. Okay. So this outer product of vectors. Basically here you are taken the outer product of two unit vectors. Okay. So this is an outer product. That is actually basically becoming a matrix, not a number. So this outer product is also called, okay, the linear vector space theory. So this is a projection operators. These particular cases, these are projection operators. That we will see why these ket E1 bra E1, ket E2 bra E2 and ket E3 bra E3 are projection operators. That let us do just this job. That is, you take ket E1 bra E1, then you act on the ket V. What are you going to get? Ket E1 bra E1, you just write it as a matrix form, okay? You just write, so you know that ket E1 bra E1 is a 3 by 3 matrix, right? So ket V is a column matrix. What is ket V? Ket V is a column matrix V1, V2, V3. That's what if you write. So no, so here it is C1, C2, C3 we are given. The coefficients as C1, C2, C3. So C1, C2, C3. So you put 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, you get this. So what will be this equal to then? Ket E1, bra E1, ket V. Quickly?
Sir, it will also be a matrix. C0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0.
Okay, I will give you 15 seconds.
C1, 0, 0.
C1,
So what is the order of priority?
what is the order of?
So which operation do we have to do first if we aggregate this?
See, ket E1, bra E1, that is basically this matrix, right? That one,
Yes, sir.
then you write ket V. So what is so if you want to do that, you write down 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Ket V is C1, C2, C3. So you cannot interchange this and this because basically this one and this one. So what you get this as?
C1, 0, 0.
So C1, yes, 0, 0. But this is nothing but C1 ket E1. Right? So now you see bra E1 ket V, because earlier we said that this will actually project the vector V along E1. So that projection is C1 into E1. So somebody was asking which order you have to do. Okay, so this one you can see it in a two ways. So how do you see this as in a two ways? One is this as a number, this quantity as a number, and this as a vector. So this number I can keep it anywhere. So if it is a number, I can either ket E1 into that number or this one into ket E1. There is no issue. Okay. So other way, what I can do? What I should do? This ket E1 bra E1 is a projection operator. So the ket E1 bra E1 is a projection operator. That I cannot move right hand side. So a projection operator acting on ket V. Okay. So this projection operator, okay, basically to project along x-axis in your earlier definitions. Okay, so projecting a vector along the x-axis, what is the projection operator? Ket E1 bra E1. If you act that on any vector, that will give you the projection, okay, along that ket E1. So similarly, ket E2 bra E2 ket V, what will I get? Ket E2 bra E2 ket V, I will get C2 E2. Okay, then next one is, yeah, so now you have ket E1 bra E1 V as C1 E1, ket E2 bra E2 V as C2 E2, ket E3 bra E3 V as C3 E3. Okay. Now you can, so this one I can also write it as whatever in the left hand side I can, so that is what I told you earlier. This one you can see it as operator, or this one you can see it as a number. So this also same as bra E1 V ket E1. So each of this I can write it like that, E2 V ket E2, then bra E3 V ket E3. Okay. Now suppose I add each of these terms, what are I going to get? Basically I add 1 plus 2 plus, suppose these are the equations 1, 2 and 3. So I'll get vector V, right? So that is basically if I take a vector, and project along x-axis, y-axis, z-axis and add everything together, I'll get the same vector. Okay. So that basically meaning E1 bra E1 plus ket E2 bra E2 plus ket E3 bra E3 V will give you V itself, ket V, okay. Ket V will give you ket V. Right? When I add, basically I can take ket V as a common thing, so outside. So ket E1 bra E1 plus ket E2 bra E2 plus ket E3 bra E3 acting on ket V will give you ket V itself. So what does that mean? This quantity inside this bracket is a identity operator. Okay, so we'll discuss about the operators later on, but right now you understand that that is an identity operator. So one more thing about this orthonormal basis set. Okay, so any orthonormal basis set you take, okay, then if suppose you do ket EI bra EI, obviously there is a summation over all I in the space you are talking about. This will be equal to identity operator. Okay. So this is called a completeness relation. So orthonormal basis vectors have two properties satisfied. What are they? Bra EI, so the orthogonality condition or orthonormality condition, that is delta Ij, and the completeness relation. Okay. So any orthonormal set will satisfy these two. Okay. So now we can go back and do it for any general set of vectors which are not orthogonal. Then how do we make them as a orthonormal basis? So why do we need orthonormal basis? Because if it is an orthonormal basis, the calculation will be simple and easy. That you will see shortly. So now I have vectors psi1, psi2, etc. psi n. I have ket psi1, ket psi2, etc. psi n. They are basically not orthogonal but form a basis vector in n dimension. So what is the first procedure? So what is the Gram-Schmidt orthonormalization? So first you take this vector ket psi1. Okay. So normalize that vector. This norm is not 1. So how do I normalize this vector? If I take psi1, ket psi1 and divide with the norm of psi1. Okay. So you call that as ket phi1. So now first you take the one of the vectors. In this case let us take the first vector. You first normalize that and call that as a ket phi1. So what you do in the second step? Take the second vector psi2. So what you should do? If I want to make ket psi2 orthogonal to ket psi1, what should I do? I should take the projection operator and act on ket psi2 and subtract that from the psi2. So what is that? Psi2 what is the component of ket psi2 along ket psi1? So I can write down psi2 bra psi2. No, right? Ket, because this psi2 I will make orthogonal to phi1. Okay, not psi1. So ket psi2 I will make orthogonal to ket phi1. So phi1 bra phi1 psi2. Is this clear? So first I took the first vector, I made it normalized. So I call that normalized vector as ket phi 1. Now take the second vector, make that vector orthogonal to this vector. So for that you know that you have to do this. You have to subtract the component of this vector along this one. So how do you find out the component of that vector along this one? So you do ket phi 1 bra phi 1 ket psi 2, and this one is a number and ket phi 1. Okay. So is it normalized?
No, sir.
Okay. So no. So I'll give you all of you just 2 minutes. Okay. Find the norm of this vector. Give me the norm of this vector. Just do a calculation on your notebook. 2 minutes. Okay, let us find out the norm of this vector. Basically the second one, the ket psi 2, you want to make it to normalize to ket phi 1, right? So for that you have to do this and divide this with the norm of this vector. So let me write down this one here, that is phi 1 is equal to ket psi 1 divided by psi 1 . Then let me call this as ket chi, which is equal to ket psi, only the second term, phi 1 bra phi 1 psi 2. So we will come back to this because finally we have to find out the norm of the full vector. So I am just finding out basically this one I have written down to find out what is the bra of this. Okay, so that you have to find out. So the second term, so I can call this as A, then I can write down chi as A ket phi 1. So if I want to find out the norm of ket chi, so what I should do is bra chi ket chi, right? So this is, if I want to find out the norm basically of this chi, is power 1 by 2 is what you have. Okay. So the idea is to write down bra chi. So what is bra chi is? Okay. So after getting bra chi, actually we can, remaining calculations we can actually do. Yeah, so if I call this ket chi as ket phi 1 A, so this is nothing but A phi 1. So if that is chi, what is bra chi?
A conjugate bra.
Fine, right? So what is A star? Because your A is bra phi 1 psi 2. Okay. So A is bra phi 1 psi 2. Then what is A star? Bra psi 2 phi 1. So you don't have to do all these steps. Okay. From this, if you understood, this is a number and this is ket. So when I go to the dual space, ket phi 1 will become bra phi 1 ket psi 2 will become bra psi 2 ket phi 1. Okay. So that's what any number. So its star is nothing but, so yesterday we have done that, right? So bra phi chi star is bra chi phi. Okay. So you can get that. Let me keep it as a star. Okay. So let us do that. So I got ket chi bra chi. Okay. So that part is clear. Okay. So this is the second term of that equation. So what was the first term? Psi 2 minus this chi. So the norm of this one you want to find out. Okay. So let us keep this as ket chi. So what is the norm of this? So this vector norm, if I want to find out, I should take the dual of this and make an inner product with this. So what is the norm of this vector? What is the dual of this? Bra psi 2 minus bra chi ket psi 2 minus ket chi. Understood? Any question?
No, sir.
So this is the second term of that after means when you were trying to find out the ket psi 2, you want to normalize ket psi 2. So when you want to normalize the ket psi 2, you have to take the psi 2 minus the projection of psi 2 along phi 1. So that projection of psi 2 along phi 1 is basically this chi, that is basically this. So this is the quantity you are getting. So this one, when I take the inner product, what are the terms I am going to get? What are the terms I am going to get? So first term is bra psi 2 ket psi 2. Next is bra psi 2 ket chi with a minus sign. Next is minus bra chi ket psi 2. Next is plus bra chi ket chi. So there are 4 terms. Is this clear to all of you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So if that is the case, so this bra psi 2 ket psi 2 is the norm square of psi 2, right? So norm square of psi 2 is, I can write it as square. Now bra psi 2 ket chi. So what is ket chi? This one. Okay. So what you get that is, so let us calculate that quantity. Bra psi 2 ket chi. Ket chi is nothing but A phi 1. So I get A bra psi 2 phi 1. Fine. So bra psi 2 ket chi is A bra psi 2 ket phi 1. So next quantity is bra chi psi 2. So what is the relation between this one and this one? This quantity and this quantity. What is the relation?
Conjugate.
So this one is a conjugate of this. So I don't have to calculate this. I already got this one. So what you can now write down immediately the answer, this one. So what will be the answer for this? I know this. So then I can find out this. What is the answer from this? Immediately. Tell me. A conjugate phi 1 bra phi 1 ket psi 2, right? So this is what this one is. So there is now one more term here, bra chi ket chi. So what is bra chi ket chi? So so this is basically this the inner product of, so from here itself I can find out bra chi ket chi is, so you have to take this one and this one. So A star into A mod A square. Okay. And bra phi 1 ket phi 1. What is it equal to? Bra phi 1 into ket phi 1 1. So this is mod A square. Okay. Now let us substitute. Okay. So what is A? So we will come back to this. Okay. So let us finish this. So A is bra phi 1 psi 2 and this is bra psi 2 phi 1. So bra phi 1 psi 2, bra psi 2 phi 1. Okay. Is this complex conjugate to this? Yes or no?
Yes.
So this one I can write it as modulus phi 1 psi 2 square. Right? This quantity is bra phi 1 ket psi 2 modulus square. Okay. So what will be? So this one, let us take it from there. So what will be the second term? Bra psi 2, this one bra chi ket psi 2. This will be same quantity or what? Is it a different quantity or is it the same quantity? Same, because the modulus square is a real number. So this is same quantity. So what is mod A square? A is bra phi 1 ket psi 2. What is mod A square? That is also same quantity, right? The last term. The last term mod A square. What is mod A square? A into A star. A into A star is this into this star is modulus of bra phi 1 ket psi 2 square. So this term and this term, they are all same. So what do you get at the end? This will be equal to modulus psi square minus one term, because this and this will cancel out. So only one will be there. So modulus bra phi 1 psi 2 square. Okay. Modulus psi square minus phi 1 psi 2 square. So finally, when I am writing the second vector, what I am going to get? The second vector you call it as phi 2, which is equal to ket psi 2 minus phi 1 psi 2 ket phi 1 divided by modulus square norm of the psi square modulus phi 1 psi 2 square power 1 by 2. So this is the second one. Okay. Now I will write down the general, the kth vector in that. Okay. You can go and derive that. So the kth vector is, you can actually now guess what should be the phi k equal to. Modulus, the vector psi k minus. So the third one, if I want to find out, I should subtract the component along the phi 2 also. Right? Suppose for third vector I take, if I want to make, so I want to make that two orthogonal to first one and second one. So then I should subtract the component along phi 1 and component along phi 2. So then I will have a two terms here. So there will be a summation k is I is equal to 1 to k minus 1 phi k psi k Is this clear? It's not 5k I. So I is so I should do this one I. So this will be the kth vector which is orthogonal to the remaining k minus 1 vectors. You already normalized vectors. Okay, and I had to find out the norm of this. The norm of this will be again, see, this term will be remaining same. So you will have again k minus 1 terms like this. So that you have to sum. Power 1 by 2. So if I give you a set of k vectors, okay, which are,
Sir,
yeah,
sir, this normalization factor, this is 5k square mod of first term in the normalization, or is it?
sorry. So the first term is psi k square. Okay, thank you. Okay, you are taking the kth vector. Okay, normalizing to other things. Sure, because so this is basically psi 2. Okay, we did not write down that. This is psi 2. Okay, so this vector, so first term will be the norm of this square. So that is this. Okay. So now I want all of you to go back, okay, repeat the process because get this term. The idea is not to just get this, okay. Idea is to how to deal with the ket and brass to find out the inner product, okay. And so when the space is complex, okay, how these inner products are related, all those things you have to use in this, okay. So you at least first 3, okay, vectors you make it each other orthonormal. Then after seeing that you can actually write down the general term. That is not a problem because after seeing the second term I written the first term because I know it, okay. So the third term you will have one more minus, okay, and one more term here comes. So you just do first 3 terms, okay, the phi 1, phi 2, phi 3 you actually find out, okay, explicitly in your notebook because it will tell you how to, because this is very important calculation. This is kind of calculation is required for your later on coming courses, okay. So very important for that, okay. So any questions from today's class now?